Hi, welcome back to Dow Twang. I'm Dave. Great comments and work that everybody's doing and feedback, and we're growing with subscribers, and just thank everybody so much. Really appreciate it. And it just makes this so fun to each week know that, hey, we got some more people on board, and people are just like starting to talk to each other about some of the stuff that's going on, the method and everything, and there's just so much support in this little community that we're creating that I just really enjoy it, and I appreciate you. So today we have got a B minor and E is what's going on in that intro, the chords. So our three-part deal: chords, melody, timing. Let's now we've got that down to where we can just kind of plug right into that, right? That's our system, one of them. Kind of a global part of our system that we use on this channel. So let's look at our chords first. It's kind of crunchy, but I'm going to want it that way when we start playing some solos. So it's basically holds that B minor for a while, then it just goes to E. That's pretty much it. Then it starts over on B minor. So it kind of sounds like it's going to go through a whole blues progression or something, but it doesn't. It really just does those two chords. And what we're really demonstrating here is this Dorian deal. Now, Dorian is the name of a mode that is formed by taking the second tone in a major key and playing the notes of that major key, but starting and ending on the second degree of the scale. Hold on. Do not go down the rabbit hole. Here's what that means. And some of you, this is going to be something that you're familiar with. Those of you that are I keep hearing about modes and Dorian and Mixolydian and stuff, but I'm not really sure. That's fine. That's good. And we're not going to try to demystify the whole thing right this second. But a little piece of it today. A is our actual key for this progression. But there's no A in it. Okay? So sometimes we don't play the one chord. If you're hearing that, well, the 1, 1, 4, 5, what is all that? Well, we're playing the 2 chord, the chord that's based off of the second note in A. So there's our A major scale. If I go 1, 2, B minor. Now, it's minor for a reason, but we're not going to try to deal with that right this second. The second chord, the chord that's built off the second tone in a major key, is minor. That's just a fact, okay? So we're playing the first chord that we're playing here. If we assess it, analyze it in the key of A, is the 2 chord, B minor. So wait a minute. Our other chord is E. So if we kind of do the same process, do, re, mi, fa, so, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's called the 5 chord in any major key, in this case A, it'll always be major. Doesn't mean that every song will always follow all of these rules, but strictly speaking, theoretically, in a major key, that's another fact. The 5 chord is major. And you can look into that, why that's the case and so forth. And that'd be an interesting, homework to do on the side. You can ask me questions about it in the comments too. I love to get questions and have conversations. So let's go with that for now. If you're not 100% on that, don't worry about it. You're gonna be jamming here in a minute, and that's gonna be more fun, hopefully. So now what does all this mean, modal playing? Okay. Well, it means that, quite simply put, we're gonna play the notes that are in that A major scale. Okay? Even though we're not playing an A chord. Make sense? Now, let's try that. Here's our chords. Got to see where we're at. That's the E. I'm just going, that's that A scale, but I'm going below it and above it too. Okay, well, that kind of creeping around there, and it started to sound like something. So that's kind of working, right? Here's what defines the names of these modes. The Dorian one is taking those same notes that are in that A major continuum of notes. It's not just 8, right? 1 octave on the piano. Well, there's like 3 octaves above it, 3 octaves below, right? Start thinking of your guitar as this continuous system of these sequences, right? So it's the Dorian mode is where we start playing on the second tone of that scale. And it looks like this. Here's the slide for it. B Dorian. Okay. Now, based on what we just said, those are the same notes that are in A major, but starting and ending on B. Make sense? Okay. That's probably enough about that for this lesson, because let that soak in, right? Each key is a continuum of notes, and modes are starting and stopping on different ones. And the home key may or may not be in the progression. That gives you some really cool tension, and like it feels like it wants to land on A or go to that chord, but it doesn't. So you have to have a little more interesting conversation. Now, a lot of what I'm playing in the intro and right now is B minor pentatonic. Those juicy notes are the Dorian ones, the extra ones, the ones that aren't in that main framework of minor pentatonic. And they really work well. They'll work over both chords. So go ahead and let yourself go, when you're using the practice loop on this one. Use minor pentatonic and mix it in with Dorian, but pay special attention to using the Dorian notes and scale and sequences over the 5 chord. This is just a matter of what's cool. That's all B minor pentatonic. So one conversation you can have is between that blues scale stuff on the B minor and then Dorian on the E, and that would be like this. Okay, I crammed a lot of stuff in there. Don't try to copy some of this stuff. I'm thinking more of the concept than like, kind of overthinking it. And sometimes when I'm demonstrating stuff like that, when you let yourself go, when you kind of get through the conceptual part of this, you're like, oh, I think all right, here's the kind of not the rules, but the guidelines that we just laid out for ourselves. We've got chords, melody, and then I get into my timing and bending and the way that it feels. That's when you start having some fun. So these are they're not rules, but they're just ways to get you going in being conversational, right? But make sure that you also include your punctuation of your, phrasing and intentional silence and stuff like that when you're really improvising. And you'll see this come together quickly. This is a really nice little formula. So we've got those 2 chords, B minor and E, 2 scales that we're working with, B minor pentatonic and B Dorian. Now, I don't want to confuse you. There's a lot of places, you go back and look at that diagram. There's a lot of places where there's, unlike the pentatonic scale, where things are kind of spread out, there's a lot of places where there's a note right next to it. Okay, that's where you're going to get that good, different sounds from. And one thing that you can do stylistically is bend up where you have that half step difference. Practice bending both directions, whatever feels good for you. And sometimes it's just a quick little thing. It's not sometimes you hold your bluesy bends more. Here's a little example. Let me see where I am. That's the E. I kept going to it too early. Did you see me? So, again, these aren't rules, but so it'll work on both of these scales, will work for both chords. So don't worry about that. But when you go to that, yourself. And that's what makes it really fun is you start coming up with these like, hey, all right, I'm going to restart my practice loop. And this time I'm going to like play like a blues lick and then like a Dorian one. And then leave some space in there and like hold some stuff longer and then play like, a little bit of a run in there. I'll just play around a little bit, another little pass here, and then we'll get you to your own creative process and practicing this over the loop. There's the B minor. There's that blues scale. Okay. I know I'm telling you these guidelines, and sometimes I'm not demonstrating exactly what I'm saying, right? Because I'm kind of multitasking here part of the time. But the last few videos, the last few weeks here, we've really been putting it together with this three component deal, right? Which is our chords, melody, and then timing. And I think people on the channel have I've gotten a lot of feedback from you all that is really helping to be deliberate about making that phrasing and that kind of speaking analogy where you're punctuating your sentences but in a musical sense part of your practice routine. And I've gotten some people said they've really had some breakthroughs when they started doing that more intentionally. So this was quite a bit today because we got into the kind of the mode thing and what that means. And we learned the Dorian mode for the key of A, which starts on B, right? B Dorian, and how to combine that with a pentatonic or blues type scale in a progression like this, and how to really emphasize those colorful notes and linger on them and make embellishments with them. So everybody's doing great. I just love every day when I get on this channel and there's new comments and stuff to share and hear about people's breakthroughs and really having fun with this. It's just great. I really enjoy it. So thank you once again for letting me be part of this process with you. And we'll see you next time. Bye.